So, hello everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Saadiq, and it is the Demetra K show where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with an emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Also, like to say a big giant thank you, welcome, and hello to YouTube and Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we share the link. All I ask is that if I share the link and your profile looks like this, and I've never seen you before and it looks like this, show me this. And then you can go back to that if you are not comfortable. I do that because sometimes people like to play games and, just do the most. And so I want to avoid that. You can fool me once, but you'll never fool me again. Nevertheless, I also ask that we in the comment section that we are respectful to one another. It's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. So today we're going to be talking about the debate that took place last night between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris, where it was one of the most anticipated things, I would say, in maybe modern history. That could be a stretch. I don't know. So we're just going to do a brief recap, and then I want to know from you all. I'm going to share the link, what you guys thought. All I ask is that you're brief in your commentary. Tell us who you thought won and why. And then I'm going to click you down and we'll go from there. Let's see who came on here. I like this, Donovan. When I don't feel like combing my hair or nothing, I should just do this. You be all right up there like that? All right. Okay, so let's see here.
I'm here for the lady candy.
Yes, you are Lady Candy. Raynard, how you doing? JJ, what's going on with you? Don Royal, hope you're doing well. Brother Reggie, how are you? JB1, what's going on? Maureen, Chalk Chick, how you doing? Cooking with Miss D, I hope you're doing well. Let's see who else on here. Jersey Rick, how you doing? Bobby Williams, good day to you as well. Complex Blackness, how are you? Long time no see. Ray Ford, how you doing? Let's see. Miss Swedes, hope you're doing well. Arniba, how are you? Brother Reggie, I see you already going and you fired up and ready to go. I think that was Obama or whatever the case. But in the meantime, Donovan, what say you?
All right. I want to say you guys good afternoon, good evening. It is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That means Demetra K time on a Wednesday. Where is Walter? Would always be the name of this show to me. Do us a favor. We got a banner at the bottom. If you guys want to contribute to the show, other than your great commentary and all that other great stuff, you can contribute to the show by a donation if you would like. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, money order, cash check, barter, however you guys want to do it, we'll do it. And that keeps the content creator motivated to make these great discussions and keep everything, going. Like I said, we've been doing this for 8 years. And let me tell you guys something. It does matter. It does make a difference. Trust me. A lot of people have been changed. We've been changed. Real quick, Demetra, remember that first time we were like doing a video? I think we were I think it was like our third or fourth video. And the one guy came in and pissed me off. And I started cursing at him and stuff like that. Remember that one? But I got better, right? I was like, okay, I'm cool. I can't be doing that on the show and stuff like that. So it does make a difference. So any contribution that you guys do give us, we greatly, greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. Also, don't forget the African Diaspora News channel where you're going to see this person as well, dropping videos of different topics around the nation, the things that are going on. You can get that at the Apple Store and Google Play. Download it, become a member. I do the yearly subscription, and it gives you great information on what's going on in the African diaspora. So again, if you guys have been watching it, some of it's been comical, the stuff that's going on in Africa, but it has a good parallel to what we are experiencing here in America. The only difference is they're getting screwed over by people that look just like them, and we're getting screwed over by people that look just like us and the other groups. So African Diaspora News Channel app, download it today. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. Hello to everybody. Shaniqua, how you doing? Trying to say hello to everybody. David X, how you doing? Be Easy, Dorothy, Lady Soul for Real, how you doing? CJ, and education is key. Diane, I think I said hello to everybody. All right. So what we're going to do is, last night, we kind of did predictions as to who would win. And some people came up and voiced their opinion. I didn't really have one. I just kind of talked from the standpoint of what I know about argumentation and debate. But for the most part, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris got together last night at Constitution Hall in Philadelphia. And they had I don't even know if it was a heated debate, a spirited debate, because, for the most part, their mics are supposed to be muted, but it doesn't seem like that was always the case. The first question went to Kamala Harris, where she was asked, basically, do you feel that we are better off today than we were, than when you guys took office? And of course, she didn't answer the question. Trump was asked some questions. I took notes, but y'all watched it. He asked some questions. He didn't really answer the question either. Overall, I would say neither one of them answered the questions. For me, it seemed like Kamala had a lot of canned stuff to say, because she repeated her answers quite a few times when they were asked about certain things, especially when it came to the deletion of babies. And you guys know what that is. She kind of talked from the standpoint of, she told a story about some mama somewhere or some woman somewhere, then she talked about her mama raising her and her sister and that kind of stuff. Of course, Trump is talking about eating Haitians eating pets, dogs in Ohio. And then right on the spot, what's his name? David Muir, I think that's name's. He fact checked it and said, well, we called the city manager there, and he said that's not true. Now, for me, that's when my eyebrow kind of went up, like, the city manager. So when the last time he was at the park, because it was an allegation, of people eating animals, Haitians. When was the last time you was hanging out with people where they would be eating cats, dogs, or ducks? Although there's been a lot of videos of people saying that it is true. I don't know how true it is, but
Well, I don't want to interrupt you, but I want you to think about this. They asked the question in real time, right? What city municipality city hall is open at 9:00 at night Eastern Standard Time? So how could you call the city manager?
Right, unless they just had him on speed dial. I don't know. He knows them or whatever the case is. Georgetta, how you doing? And Sonny, how you doing? So that was kind of what people, ran away with, and they're still running away with, that, oh, Trump is lying. That's not the case. But we've seen people say that it was the case. They actually did a lot of fact checking on Trump in real time. I didn't see them do any fact checking on Kamala. Now, I know some people will say, oh, you guys just don't like Kamala or whatever the case is, or you're a Trumper. Not a Trumper. I'm neither one. I'm nonpartisan. But I'm just calling it as I saw it. And I was one of the original ones right out the gate. I didn't wait till the debate was over. I felt like the fix might have been in from ABC, just by how they were moderating the questions that they asked Trump. Had to do with him saying that she wasn't Black, him running into, telling people to go into the Capitol. And I'm like, they didn't ask her really much of anything. They did ask her about the fracking and tariffs and things like that, but it was no major pushback on that at all. She leveled the Project 2025, and repeatedly he said, and the guy who I guess started it said that Trump has nothing to do with it, but there was no pushback from him or from David or Lindsay, the moderators. So that's kind of how I felt like maybe the fix was in. Now, I will say this. I'll just give y'all my opinion and give it to Donovan. I'm going to get in the comment section. I felt like there were no real winners. However, one thing that I think she did well was getting under his skin. That was a very great strategic move by her. And she started getting under his skin by talking about his rallies. Oh, well, y'all should attend this rally so y'all can see people leave early because they're bored and they're tired. And then from that point, she got him, and so every time she got under his skin or put the bait out there, he took the bait, What I thought he did well, I like that he kept trying to tie her to immigration and the economy. And I really loved his closing. I loved his closing when he said, basically, are you better off than you were before she got into office? He talked about how everything is high and all that other stuff. My critique for him is he should have kept going with that throughout this debate. All his talking points, he should have answered the question and then tied her back to the economy, to the immigration, because those are two huge issues amongst everybody in the country. And then, of course, they had the debate about the women's reproductive rights, where he said that there's some states that you can, even get rid of the baby after that the baby's born. I don't know how true that is. I wouldn't imagine you'd be able to do it, because it just seems like you wouldn't be. I know there's some states where you could do late term. Now, how late, I don't know. But yeah, there was just a lot going on. And I would say for me, I don't think I learned anything different that I didn't know already before the debate started. So for me, there were no winners. But if I'm going on style and strategy, I'd have to say she did pretty well, because he just kept on, letting her feed him the bait, and he chased it every time. So,
Demetra, I'm talking. You remember that? I'm talking.
Okay? Right. So, right.
So let me just give you my 2 cents. Now, the people that are MAGA blue, diehard Kamala supporters, you're not going to change their mind. Their mind is already made up. They're going to vote there. If you're MAGA red, you're not going to change their mind. Those people's minds are made up. So both of these candidates have to sway the independent voter, the swing voter. And I don't think Kamala did that, because, number one, she basically kept reciting things we've already seen at her concerts. The same old, this, that. She did not answer the question of if we are better off. That's a straight yes or no question. You could just say yes or no and move on. But she didn't do that. I would give the edge, in my opinion, to Trump, for the simple fact that he keeps ringing that alarm about immigration, because that is the number one thing that is affecting the Midwest and the East Coast and New York, because they've never experienced anything like that. Us here on the West Coast, border states, we have, but now it's a problem. Even though we were hollering for 40, 50 years, as long as it's in California and Texas and Arizona, yeah, let them in. Oh, that's so inhumane. It's not right. Oh, you're racist if you don't let them in. Now you guys are experiencing what is happening to us for over 40 years, where the draining of resources and all this other stuff, right? So by him bringing that up as a number one topic and keeping going back to that topic, he was letting people know that, yeah, for a lot of people, that is an issue. These migrants and these illegals that are coming in here. He tied her to the border. That is the number one threat to the United States. Now, this guy was a former president, so he gets the security briefs. He does get security briefs, even though he's a former president. So he was saying the numbers are higher than the 15 million or whatever that they're saying they let in here. So I would have to give the edge, just a little edge, to Donald Trump, because that would stir a few people that are sitting on the fence toward him, as he was talking about her pasting and copying and pasting Biden's policies on her website. He's saying you're going to get more. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get more of this and more of this and more of that. So I would have to give a tiny edge to him moving the needle to get some of those sway voters. But if I was just a sitting on that fence type voter, and I'm not hating on Kamala, what I'm saying is she didn't say anything that would make me change my mind or vote for her. And yesterday, Demetra, you hit it on the nail when you said that it's really a debate for them to win or lose. And I really think they really didn't win it. Kamala definitely didn't win it, but I would just say by a Sha'Carri Richardson stretch. That little race she was in where they barely won and she beat the other girl. Donald Trump did move the needle, as he was saying, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. And he's talking to everyday American people that are experiencing the pain. And he kept bringing it up, the economy, the economy, the economy. 1993, it's the economy, stupid, at the end of the day. It's the economy. And that people don't give a damn about wars. They don't give a damn about this. They give a damn about what is coming out of their pockets. And I think he moved the needle with some people that are sitting on the fence. But what do you guys think?
Yep, I'm gonna get into the comment section. I don't know if they move the needle. I guess the only way you're gonna know when the needle was moved is on election day. That's when you're gonna know, and after election day, because people do well during debates and they poll, nicely and stuff. But then, during the election, that's what matters when if people show up to vote for you, right? So that's how we'll know. And people always ask me, well, who do you think is going to win? Well, I don't know. We'll know when we know, because I really don't know, right? All right. So, hey, Brother Damon, how you doing? Says Kamala still doesn't have tangibles for FBA. She's weak as F. That's the other thing, too. The only time they mention Black is when they ask Trump what he, talk about him saying she wasn't Black. But they never mention nothing else about Black Americans, never once at all. So that should tell us all we need to know from either candidate. And not even that, the moderators, because allegedly nobody knew the questions. Why didn't they include a question about reparations or, what happened in California? They didn't ask Kamala anything about her past and the criticism anybody had about her. So that's why I felt like it was uneven, because it's like, well, where is the questions from her past? Because to Trump's point, he's like, okay, she brought up the Central Park Five, which I think was okay, it was fair. But it says, y'all keep going to the past. Let's talk about what's going on now. And Donovan, you and I talked about this, where she called him a sexual predator and stuff like that. Now, I'm imagining his people probably told him, don't go below the belt. Don't do it. Now, if I was advising him, I would have said, yes, don't go below the belt or don't get in the mud. But if she get in there, she try to pull you in there, then you get in there with her. Now, I would have said something like, yeah. And I think he did okay answering that. But I would have said, yeah, I've been tried and convicted for those things. But when you going to try and convict your husband for knocking up the nanny? What about when you going when is Willie Brown wife going to try and convict you for running around town? Because, see, you're not the moral authority. That's what I would have advised him to say if she would have brought that up, But that's just me, because I like razor blades and lemon juice. Anyway, MC Fact, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else came on here. Alonzo says, okay, so you're talking to Mike. How you doing, by the way? Let's see who else. Philly John, how you doing? Says, I don't know if anyone won that debate. We didn't learn anything new. That's what I said. I didn't walk away from there thinking I learned anything new. Israelite 1865, how you doing? Says, honestly, Democrats are the same. She said nothing new. No, I mean, I think she held her own for sure. I think in the beginning, it was coming off like she was a little weak, but then I think she found her footing from that point. And I think that came when she baited him about the rally. And from that point, he was just, I think he couldn't unnerve himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to say, she did better than I expected. So I'm going to give her that prop. She did better than I expected. I just, but that prosecution angle, it just didn't really work. I just, she wasn't answering the questions. She was, she was being the prosecutor, which made her come off a little bit more. It didn't ring to me how she was coming off. Like, she's like, arrogant. She came off very arrogant as she's talking to him. Like I said, when it came to the moral turpitude, it's like, how dare you even bring that up? So.
Yes, indeed. RP to dearly beloved Frankie Beverly. He has gone on. He will definitely be missed, as his music shaped generations for the Black community. Like, you cannot have a family reunion or a cookout without playing a few of Frankie Beverly's songs. So, one of the ones that usually they play at a family reunion is We Are One, which is very nostalgic and sentimental for me all at the same time. So
remember that song Reasons? That was one of my favorites, Reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, and he was just touring not too long ago. So maybe he knew he was sick and he was just kind of like, All right, Lover, how you doing? So Donovan, gone with that BS. Okay. Yes.
Sounds like a feminist. If you're telling me that that's BS, I'm giving my opinion. You must be a feminist.
Oh, I should warn y'all that we do got the razor blades and lemon juice with us today. Okay. I woke up blocking people today. You're getting blocked with the foolishness. I don't mind civil discourse, but coming on any one of my platforms, acting like a whole donkey, crashing out, for your candidate, whatever the case is, not on my page. You could do that in everybody else's page, but I don't have any tolerance for it. So
right. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be abundantly clear. I have a problem with any man that is caping for woman leadership. I have a problem with it. They can do it. That's no problem. I don't have, they're free to do what they want, but that's kind of suspect to me. So all you feminists out there, I don't blame you. If you want to support a woman because she's a woman, that's fine. I go by policy. If I had to support a woman for president right now, I would support Hillary Clinton.
Al, what do you mean? He said, how you doing, by the way? Clarify the pet food and feet. Funkerson, thank you so much for this. I love and appreciate you. Says another YouTube this morning mentioned that Lindsay Davis is a sorority like Kamala. I looked it up. It's true. Definitely a conflict of interest. Yes, I saw that. I was just waiting for somebody else to bring it up because, when I bring up certain things, people call me a hater. Not that I care, But yeah, I did see that. I definitely think that's a conflict of interest because how you going to check your sis? How you going to check your sorority sister? I think it was very strategic that they had her ask the first question about, do you think we're better off, blah, blah, blah. But she didn't answer the question. I think for to be a moderator, I think you should say, okay, that's great. But are you going to answer the question? You didn't answer the question. That's what I would have liked for them to do with both of them. Because they kind of did that with him. But I don't even know if she ever answered the question, She was definitive on the Israel question. She, without a shadow of a doubt, says, I fully support them. And everything that she said that she supports Israel. That was pretty much what she gave her full, answer to. So I don't know. Patty Brown, he says, in my opinion, Trump won. Did she even answer any questions? Word salad. I was full to capacity. Hey, Facts Not Feelings. How you doing? Thank you. Sister Shirley says, I would also have to give it to Trump. She never answered any questions. All right, I'll bite. God saw beginning and knows end. He says Demetra and Donovan are going to ignore the $50,000 first-time entrepreneur. So convenient. It's not that we're ignoring it, but it's entrepreneurs. Like you talking about the black business loans? She's not giving them. In part of her issues, it's loans. She says black business loans. Let me ask you another question. God saw beginning and knows end. Are all black people business owners? So what are you talking about? Neither one of them mentioned anything about police brutality. And you had a whole football player who's got a very high profile who was brutalized by some of the people. Kamala probably letting up in here because if you heard the tape, they had some very thick accents. So that's the stuff we care about, all this symbolism she got going on. And we know everybody else is going to benefit from that anyway. But her being the black woman, so she says, why don't she ever talk about black people? I just read a story earlier that now Indians are starting to come over here in droves. The Indian, East Asia, they starting to come over here in droves. They're crossing over the northern border from Canada and going into New York. But no conversation about black people in specifics. Get out of here. Jesse, how you doing? Says, hey, y'all. I have great news. I am on the ballot here in Colorado for the House of Representatives for District 8. All right, now. Well, we are rooting for you and hoping that you are successful. Hey, Detrick, how you doing? Thank you. Let's see, 1619. How you doing? Says, all I know is that America lost. No winners unless your emotional involvement has caused you to pick a side. There you go. There are no winners. But like you said, people crashing out. Blue MAGA, red MAGA. It's like, my Lord. Hey, Benito, how you doing? Uh, he says Queen Kamala won that debate and tell your assistant migrants aren't going anywhere. Well, I don't think migrants should go anywhere, especially the migrants that are over here the right way. But when the borders are open and people are just coming over here like it's like opening up a water faucet and just letting it run, I think that's problematic because you can't go nowhere else in anybody else's country and just prop your feet up on the sofa and said, I'm here. They want you to come in the right way, right? So I don't have a problem with migrants. I do have a problem when it's not done right, hence illegal immigration. So, but welcome.
When you're in a country and they prioritize foreigners over their own citizens, that country can't stand. It won't stand. That's just the bottom line. And if you are a true American, which I don't know what your situation is, you got over 1 million veterans that are homeless in the streets. So you're saying that it's okay that we can prioritize illegal people who break our laws over veterans who fought for this country? Get the fuck out of here.
Wow. And he brought the razor blades and the lemon juice. And he rubbed a little salt into it too. Dwayne, how you doing? He says, between the two of them, nobody won. The biggest losers in all of this are foundational Black Americans. Yeah, there was never any mention of us at all. So I'm like, what is everybody really ebullient over? Whether you're happy about Trump or Kamala, what are you happy over? Like, what did we get? You know? Amawali, how you doing? Says, yes, Sister Demetra. Governor Tim Walz repealed Minnesota law in 2021 protecting babies born after failed
abortion.
Okay,
Gotcha. That's what Trump was talking about. And by the way, did you guys listen to Trump when he said, hey, let's go down to the White House right now? Demetra, you mentioned it. We were talking earlier. Mention that part where Trump was like, hey, let's go down to the White House right now. You could do something about the border right now. Notice she didn't answer that question.
Yeah. And that's why I said I loved his closing. Because I think, but what made me mad about his closing is he should have used that the whole time. Just kept tying her to the economy, tying her to the immigration. And I think that would have sounded better. And what I thought she should have done, I think she probably would have been better off to, really just answering the questions. But I also like how Trump said, you basically just copied and pasted from Biden's website. So this is a continuation of it. I will give her that she's a good debater and that, she knows how to, like have somebody chase their tail. When you get somebody off kilter like that, the rest is easy. And she mastered that with him. You could tell he really wanted to kind of show out, but I think he was told, don't do it because, you're going to look a certain way. And I think people also need to admit that Trump was dealing with extra special circumstances because he was always prepared to debate Biden and they had to switch it up. Now, on the other thing, and I said this to y'all yesterday, y'all can go back and look at the end of yesterday's live. Pay attention to what is said. Trump said, well, nobody really voted for Kamala in the first place. Biden dropped out and here she is. Now, people will get mad about that, but is it true? It's true. She just voila, because as he said, before that, she had some of the worst numbers in history for vice president. And, here she is. So, I mean, you could be mad, but it's just the truth.
Yeah, he said it's disgraceful. You take this old man and you throw him out of office. I mean, that's when I really heard that part. And I was like, yeah, they just backstabbed him and threw him out of office. That's exactly what happened.
Yep. All right. So let me skip down a little bit. Not meaning to ignore anybody, but I want to make sure that I at least stay current. TEW, how you doing? Hey, Tracy. By the way, he says she is an extension of Biden. I still can't vote for her. My number one issue is illegal immigration. The CBC isn't talking about this. Not the Black Boule, NAACP. None of them. No, they don't. They don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah, and another reason why they're silent right now is because California is still fresh in a lot of Californian mind at what happened here, and that's another thing. They didn't bring up that question to Kamala, who is a California politician. Miss Kamala what happened in California? What is your thoughts on reparations that happened in California? They don't want to bring that up. The CBC is silent. Maxine Waters hasn't said one word. I mean, this is where we're at, people. This is why I called Demetra when that stuff was going on, and I'm still giving Corey Jackson his ass to him. Hasn't called me back, by the way. This man has not called me back yet because he's in fear. They don't want to be accountable for the bullshit that they do. But anyway, the point of the matter is they are silent. They do not want that smoke, and that's the bottom line. If you see what happened in California, that is the national way they do things when it comes to Black people. There is nothing more for the new Black media has to say when it comes to the Democratic Party and our relationship with them as Black people. This is what they do, because I don't know if I said this before on the show, real quick, Demetra. If Gavin Newsom threatened a veto, if he threatened a veto, and we're in a supermajority state, we have all the Democrats, we have it all sewn up. Can't the legislator overrule and overrun a veto? Can't they? If you got the votes, yeah. They can. So why didn't the Black Caucus put the bill, let Gavin Newsom veto it, and then override it? Because the truth of the matter is, Democrats don't want Black people to have nothing, and that's been the Democratic mantra since the inception of the Democratic Party, period.
Yeah, Brother Reddy says, as soon as I saw Donna Brazile on the pre-debate show, I knew the fix was in. I saw her afterwards and I clicked it off. I said, I don't need to know nothing else. Now, y'all know damn well Donna Brazile was let go from CNN alone. Roland says he wasn't let go, but let's just say they ain't there no more behind giving Hillary Clinton the questions ahead of time at the before the debate. And she up there giving her commentary. I'm like, these people ain't got no shame at all. You are a bona fide caught cheater. And there you are giving debate commentary. It's like, you should be quiet, Donna. For real. Sharon, how you doing? Says that's why they went to ABC. They don't like Trump, and Kamala met her husband there, allegedly. I heard that as well. I'm just letting y'all bring the stuff you heard. Leslie says Trump did mention during the debate that the illegals are taking African-American and Hispanic citizen jobs. He did say that. He said Black. Did he say Black and brown and Black and African-American Hispanic? But he did say that, hey, Judge, how you doing? He says he took every bait she threw at him. I totally agree with you. He did that. The original man of the world, how you doing? Says 75% of the questions she didn't answer. I think he didn't answer a lot of them either. I just think as a moderator, that's something you should be tying them down. Nah, we're not going, like y'all know how I do on the show when people come up here and they want to say crazy stuff. Great. Let's stop right there. Let's answer that question first. That's what I think they should have done. They should have tied them down and say, nope, answered the question. But they didn't. Lady Diana says the debate was very uneven, and my God, those hoes got on my nerves with their actions. Yeah, you heard the people saying it was 3 against 1. I don't know. Stephen, he say, and tell your wife to say hello, by the way. He says, Kamami was sounding like a Biden, broken record. I thought Trump held his own. I think he tried, but once he took that bait, he was off kilter. And that was a major problem. He just didn't know how to steer it back to his talking points of immigration and the economy.
Well, it's kind of hard when every question and fact check is attacking you, so I'm not going to make any excuses for him, but I do have a question for you, Demetra. What did Kamala say that we can say the American people wanted to listen? I didn't hear any policy. I didn't really hear anything that she hasn't said before, which a lot of economists says will not work. Donald Trump was very apparent about that. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, but like I said, I was trying to be fair with her and say, and she did very well for herself. But what could I really say and take out of that debate that she said that I can say, hey, what a great idea or whatever? She said absolutely nothing.
No, I mean, there were no policies. They talked about things here and there, but nothing like how you're going to get this done. And I think they asked her, how you going to get it done? And then she talked about her mama at the dinner table and, stuff like that. So I was like, to me, that was neglect.
She never mentioned her father.
No, but Trump mentioned her father.
Right, I remember
Because
that.
the father is a Marxist, so no wonder you're kind of the same way, you know. But I thought the moderators didn't do a good job on making them really answer the question, because you wasted pretty much 90 minutes of everybody's time by us not learning anything new. Like, and you asking these questions, which I thought there was a lot of other questions they could have asked, I would imagine, but it was just a waste of time. To me, it was a very soft debate, and I would say definitely left leaning, as we know ABC typically is. She does want to have another debate though. Let's see. Tanya Padway, how you doing? Says nothing for Black people even uttered. Nope. Missy, how you doing? Says like most debates, it didn't change the mind of any of the voters. Catchphrases and memes. That's it. Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, I don't know. Moindo, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Razor Blaze and lemon juice. Curtis, how you doing? Says 3 versus 1 debate, but we knew that going in. Either way, Trump should never have let her get under his skin. Yeah, that's where he lost it. Facts Not Feelings says the prosecution angle will turn off Black men. Well, so y'all mean to tell me Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala is not going to do it for you? That's not going to make
Taylor Swift. Oh, I've got to vote now. I've got to vote for Kamala now. Taylor Swift. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know what? God saw beginning and knows end. Did you know you was about to be blocked? If you didn't, here you go. Moving right along. Brother Samuel, how you doing? You says they both were on the wrong side when it came to the Zionist Israel question. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, how y'all gonna, get people who want the genocide to stop? But I also noticed they didn't mention Congo or nowhere else. Sudan. They didn't mention anything else where Black people are, where there's genocides going on. FM, how you doing? All right, let's see here. Chia, I hope I said that right. How you doing? It says she smirked the whole time. So unprofessional. Well, I think that was by design. I think she knew that there was going to be a split screen, and I think she just took advantage of that, with the, and all of that. Yeah. I think she knew they was going, a lot of that stuff was going to go viral. So, I mean, I'm not mad at her for, being strategic and using everything that was available to her. Education the Key says, one day I want to hear about your degree from the Army, brother. My pops, or your pops is from the Navy. Otis, how you doing? Let's see here. Al says, Lady Magic is my favorite Frankie Beverly and May song. Got you. Valerie, how are you? It says Biden-Harris administration has had an attack on our Black communities, and Harris will carry out that attack. Can I be honest with y'all? I kind of, part of me wants to see her elected, and this is going to sound real crazy. You know why? Because then I think Black people are really going to be made believers. I think, if she's elected, then that's when Black people's eyes are going to be forced open, like, okay, now we ready to listen, because it's like, you ain't ready to listen now, and yet you want to sign up for more. So if she gets elected, that's when I'm going to say, well, yeah, this is what y'all voted for, So,
and that's 4 more years, possibly 8 more years of Black people not getting jack. Real quick, everybody's debating on the Reasons song. Okay. Everybody knows the popular song Reasons by Earth, Wind, and Fire. That is a very popular song. Everybody knows it, right? Reasons, the reasons. Anyway, but everybody knows it, right? But Frankie Beverly also made a song called Reasons. If you guys haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song.
Yeah, because that right there. I don't know if Philip Bailey would have been too pleased with that. Hey Tyrone, how you doing? Hidden Art Studio, what's going on with you? It says, who thinks Kamala's horrible performance was worth celebrating? Well, I mean, there's some people who didn't think it was horrible. Like I said yesterday, when I gave my little spiel on debate, there's going to be style and there's going to be substance. I don't think there was much substance, but there was definitely style. And I think that she whooped them in style. I don't think there's no debate about that. I think once she realized she had him on the rope, she kept on going, below the belt or even above the belt, and he just didn't know how to get his footing back. So, can't be mad at her for that. Mr. South Carolina, Brad Gulagichi, accent, how you doing? Says Kamala wants to move on from Trump, the women to make own choices about their body. But you know what? I thought what Trump did in explaining that I think it was perfect. Problem is, nobody was listening. I think he's absolutely right. He says the states should decide, because when the states decide, that means the people decide whether they want to deal with that and how they want to deal with that. I didn't have a problem with that, but he's basically saying that shouldn't be the federal government's decision. That should be an individual state decision. But, I think she purposely was skirting the issue and trying to make it seem like, oh, he's, not for it at all. But it's like at the end of the day, you're advocating for the taking of lives. It's kind of creepy to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Somebody, I was talking to somebody on the live chat during the thing, and she made a comment. She said, why do men always have to think they have a say so in a woman's body? You know what my response was, Demetra?
I can only imagine.
My response was, because half the baby is theirs. That's why.
I just, how I feel. You don't want the baby,
right.
Don't make the baby.
Right. If women want to get BBLs, go ahead and get BBLs. You want to get a boob job, get a boob job. You want to put bat wings on your eyelids, go ahead and do that. No man has a problem with you doing something to your body that has nothing to do with their seed. They don't have a problem with it. That's the problem. And I'm going to reverse it. So why should men pay child support? I didn't make this baby by myself. It's the same argument. It's the same exact argument. You're right. You didn't make that baby by yourself. So yeah, that man should help and support that baby. But at the same time, a man should have, and this is my opinion, have input on his seed that is incubating inside your body. That's what it is.
Cutthroat, thank you for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. The Orange Pill Nurse, thank you so much. He says, I can tell y'all are disappointed in Trump's performance, and I love it. Also, why do people keep talking about this lie about Willie Brown being married while dating Harris? He got divorced in 1982.
Wrong. Obviously, you are not from California, because that is not true. That is not true. Him and his wife, yes, they were separated, but she was still legally married.
And I believe he said that himself.
Yes, absolutely. They had separated. They were in a public separation. See, I hate when people come up here and you're not from California and you don't give a damn about California, but yet you know all the tea about California. I've lived here all my life, and I can tell you about downtown Willie Brown. As a matter of fact, Demetra and I met the man. So don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Demetra, are you okay from that booty slap you gave? No, I'm joking. That's a joke.
Perry, how you doing? Says she's still avoiding the question that she is black. Yeah, Alonzo says 3-1. I saw a survey that showed ABC having 100% positive reviews on Kamala, whereas they reported 93% negative on Trump. I mean, you got to consider the source. Fox News had a 92% favorable on Trump and like a 4% on Kamala. So I think when we consider the source, then it's like none of that's really shocking. You know what I mean? Philly Johnny says God's side or their side. Yep, Cat Williams. Speaking of Cat Williams, nope, I'm not going to say it. FM says facts, no question specifically about Black Americans, therefore. Ali says, I hate the term word salad. The proper term and definition is portmanteau. Well, word salad is what we say, because we could say that. Portmanteau sounds like a mushroom or something. Mike says, I see she skipped right past the fracking question. Yeah, Ragnar, how you doing? He says, it's not the moderator's job to state what a candidate says is not true. It's the opponent's, especially when the candidate is correct. Just like the last about the laptop illegals are eating pets. Yeah, they fact checked him right on the spot. And I was like, wow, you didn't fact check her about the Project 2025. But, you know, again, you got to consider the source. Got you, Donovan. Chill. It says Kamala, Biden, Newsom ran on reparations. Now crickets wait on that 50,000. Well, I don't even know what 50,000 we talking about here. Judge says, keep telling y'all voting ain't going to solve your problems. Absolutely, which is why we got to do for self. Tanya says, I was like, hello, what about black people? And thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Marcus, how you doing? Says they got mad with me on Threads, so I posted Malcolm X white liberal speech crickets. Nah, you got some people saying, well, that was the old Malcolm. That's a way of thinking is outdated. I've heard people say that. It's like, okay. Orange Pill Nurse, she says, I think the border is the big door that Democrats just have the door. I think y'all think the border is this big door that Democrats just have the door open wide. Well, when you get rid of Title 42, which was in place when Trump was in office, and they said that, well, we're going to rely on Title 8. They did not do that. They did not enforce Title 8, but with Title 42 and the Trump administration, the border was closed. And a year after they got into office, they got rid of that, and the floodgates have been wide open. So is there a door per se? No, but there's nobody stopping them from coming over here. So that's just a fact, whether we like it or not.
Right. Somebody in the chat brought up the fact that Donald Trump shot down the immigration bill recently that was in Congress, 6 months ago, 3-4 months ago, earlier this year. And he called us cronies and whatever, and he shot that down. Yes, that's absolutely true. He absolutely did do that. But the question you got to ask yourself is, why, with less than a year of until an election, did Biden propose that bill? Why didn't he do it on the first day? Why did he do it within 6 months of being elected? Why did he wait 3.5 years, almost 3.5 years, to propose an immigration bill after busting the border open? That's the question you need to ask.
I mean, why don't Kamala and Biden just go close it? Why don't they just say, okay, she tried, but she didn't try too hard, because more and more people were coming over. I mean, hell, they were even flying them over to the tune of 30,000 a month. Venezuela, Chile, Nicaragua, I think it was, and Haiti. I think it was Nicaragua.
Yeah, Nicaragua and Panama. Yeah. Some people from Panama.
Yeah, so I mean, what are we talking about here? Okay, I see that I'm super behind. Said I was going to put up the link, but I didn't have time to do it. Alex, how you doing? Says Trump did excellent. He was up against 3 people, Kamala and both moderators. That's the sentiment. I've seen that a lot on the internet. And admittedly, I've seen all kind of opinions. So, the question is, did it move the needle? Of course, when they poll people, it depends on the sample. Who are you sampling? Are you sampling people who watch your channel that might be liberal or whatever the case is? Are you going out into the streets and just polling random people? I don't know. All right, I got to skip down. Roland, how you doing? Long time no see. Sanchez, what's going on with you? He says preloaded questions for Kamala. I don't know. Biz, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. More Threads, how you doing? Thank you so much for the donation. Love it, appreciate you. Says, hey, I wanted to push immigration. I wanted him to push immigration more. She was arrogant. Most blacks I know is not supporting her. Do you think he didn't want to come off as if he was bullying her? See the next super chat. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. And at the end of the day, he's a man and she's a woman. And him going too hard in the paint on her is still going to make him look like a brute. Even though we know Trump is about that life, I think somebody, advised him not to do that because he doesn't want to come off as beating up on a woman, right?
As a matter of fact, if you watch the split screen, he didn't even look at her. He shook her hand one time and he looked straight to the camera. He barely looked at her.
Yeah, I bet Roland was jumping up and down for joy. Sugar Unique, how you doing? Says horrible Harris performance was just as average as other lying DA in this injustice system. It's an easy no. That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen anybody that I know personally said, okay, it changed my mind. I was going to vote this way, but now I'm going to vote that way. I haven't seen anybody say it. Tanza, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says, good evening, Queen. Demetria, my soul sister, and brother Donovan. I can't never be on time. Well, you're here now. KP from KC, how you doing? Thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. It says Newsom wouldn't dare tell the 24,000 people that. Yeah, sounds like too with the results yesterday, he was kind of happy about that. It's like, no, we need you to stay focused on how y'all sabotage Black people in California there. You don't get too happy. All right, so part 2 more threads. Thank you again. He says she only took shots at him. The moment she brought up SA, I would have brought up how she said the same thing about Biden. Yep, because his VP, her race, and brought Willie Brown. She is in no position. Yeah, I would have did it too, but I think he probably was just like, nah, I'm gonna come off as a brute if I do. But he did say, we all know this is a witch hunt, you know. That the DOJ was weaponized. S. Williams, how you doing? Says London Breed got her mouth zipped up about the reparations too. Yeah, where's she at? And you know, by the way, Kamala screwed her over when she could have recommended her to be the next senator of California. You know, they're if you're going in line with Kamala as a Black woman, you know, there's no, from what I understand, no Black women in the Senate. I could be wrong. For a while it wasn't, but yeah, she screwed over London, and some Hispanic dude is there now. That's who she thought was better. Lance, how you doing? Oops, I'm gonna take this out. You say the woman moderator is Kamala Soror. Yes, I think that's a direct conflict of interest. They should at least make that to be known. You know what I mean? And Cooking with D says Kamala is friends with the president of ABC. Yeah, that's all a conflict of interest. But unfortunately, people won't care. Brother Don says Nancy called her nephew and told him, cut that ish out. As California goes, so goes the whole country. They want to keep us in study mode. Right. Well, we got a couple more years to study. It's like, nah. Biz, how you doing? Says, so tired of the I grew up in middle class family phrase. No answer to the question. And then she kept saying, oh, it's the same old tired playbook. I think she said it like 2 or 3 times. It's like, Amy, how you doing? Says Kamala won fair and square. It was Trump's job to make his case. Don't blame moderators. Kamala was on her game. Love it. That's how a skilled prosecutor does. No, I definitely think she was on her game. But I do think that the moderators, they seemed a little bit in the fix. That's just my opinion. It seems like that. I think Kamala did an excellent job of delivering. But I don't think her or Trump did an excellent job of delivering anything. Like, what did they do? The style was great. You know, they had some zingers here and there, but what did we learn? What did we learn? What did Kamala? Because the job of a debate, whether we know it or not, is to learn of a standpoint, policies, some position, something. What did we learn from either one of them that we didn't already know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just want to leave that up real quick. Amy said that she said Kamala won fair and square. Okay, that's your opinion. It was Trump's job to make his case. Why is it Trump's job to make his case? He's not occupying the office, and neither is she. It was both their jobs to make the case. You can only make the case if you're the incumbent. You know, you're the only one that has to sit there and, you know, whatever is going on, or you're the one in charge. Okay, like if we're talking about criminality, it's the state's case, right? To make the charge stick, right? They have to come up with, you know, they're the prosecutor. Kamala Harris is the sitting vice president, but she's going for the presidency. So wouldn't it, to me, it wouldn't be on either of their case because they don't occupy that position. So I don't agree with you on that point.
Todd, is this the comment you were talking about? Said civil rights has never been about us. They allowed us to believe in it for all these years. MLK said he led us into a burning house. Absolutely. I mean, and even on her website, she says civil rights, but she talks about the LGBTQ community, most of that, you know, so it's never been about us. And as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, how are you going to have civil rights and you ain't even thought of as a human? Nobody ever wants to have that conversation, just run around talking about our civil rights is in danger. You in danger. What you mean civil rights? You're endangered. Buckhorse, how you doing? Hope you're doing well this fine evening. Garuda, did I say hello to you if I didn't? Hello. He says she talks about the opportunity economy. What the hell does that mean? Right.
Okay, I'm going to break it down for you. Here's what it means. Opportunity economy means if you're a non-American citizen, the opportunity to buy a house, which you saw here in California, to come here and get funded, all these Indians coming in. If Kamala gets in the office, and if that rumor is true that a bunch of Indians are coming in from Canada, you don't think if Kamala's in office, she's going to get them papered up? Look at how much the API got in the Asian hate crime bill that nobody talked about, but they got papered up to do that. You don't think Kamala's going to do that? That's what she means by the opportunity economy, the opportunity for outsiders to come in and do well for themselves.
Yep. Demario, you says, and if I didn't already, how you doing? Says she didn't win any undecided voters. She didn't answer any questions on the economy or immigration. Nah, I mean, and that's what he should have kept tying her to that. See, I would have called it what it was. Why y'all not asking her to clarify or answer any questions about the economy or immigration? Y'all just keep letting her run around in circles talking about her mama at the kitchen table buying a house when she was in high school and her friend that was abused and all this other stuff, but she's not answering the question. You know? Benson, he says there was no pushback. She talked about her upbringing. I should have read that comment. Her upbringing and how empty and how empty economy stuff, or her empty economy stuff. I think that's what it was. Prior, how you doing? Says the only thing that they're offering, or that they're offering Black people, and I think your comment cut off. Panther Strike, how you doing? Let's see who else is on here that I did not acknowledge. Not trying to ignore anybody. I just want to make sure that I.
You know what's scary though? If we have leaders, you know, we're not picking our best leaders because both of these people are idiots. We have debates like this. Have you guys noticed the rush to the bottom? It seems like every election cycle, we are getting the worse and worse candidates, the most corrupted candidates, and people act like this is just normal stuff. These people are not very bright. Either of them are not very bright. They're entitled, all this other stuff. You can say what you want, but I've noticed that where are our Rhodes Scholar presidents? Where are these people that have morals and that withstand something, you know, and fairness? We just don't have it anymore. And this is the standard. This is why other countries are laughing at us, because I have to agree with Trump on this. We are at a decline. We are at a decline. And you got to remember, America is a melting pot. So you have different cultures fighting for limited resources. Like in Japan, Dimitri's been to Japan. They don't have a lot of civil strife in Japan because they're one people. They are one people. Korea, they're one people. Two nations, but one people. And that's the difference of what's happening here in the United States. We are getting more and more. I mean, if this is our best, Jesus, Lord, help us.
Yeah, I heard that about the earring. I don't know how true it is. You know, people come up with stuff. I would imagine it probably wasn't. Then again, it might have been, but I haven't seen anything conclusive that it definitely was an earring, but stranger things have happened. I know that when Donovan goes places, he's pretty much always recording. And people will never know how. I know how, but so it's plausible. I don't know. You know what I mean? It could have been, it could have not been. You know, there's recording devices, there's listening, there's all kinds. So I don't know, but I not want to kind of go with conspiracy theories unless, you know, we know there's some facts behind it. But yeah, and Lucius, how you doing? And Michael, what's going on with you?
One of the things I got from Kamala, the message that was resonating with me, was she was basically saying, yeah, things ain't going right, things are bad, or whatever she said. She didn't want to answer the question, but she's like, vote for me anyway. That's what it seems like she's saying. Vote for me anyway. I'm better than him. But you were the problem that opened the borders up and the inflation, and you were the tie vote on the infrastructure bill. Your decisions have led to people suffering. And your answer to me, from what I'm interpreting, is, yeah, but I'm better than him, so vote for me. It just doesn't gel for me, Dimitri. It just doesn't.
Yeah. And somebody asked, will they have another debate? She wants another debate. I think they should. I think they should have at least 2 more debates, so that way we can get a medium of, okay,
She's got Millie syndrome.
She got what?
Millie syndrome.
Oh, she's Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
you know, oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought. Oh, let's do another one. Let's do another one.
yeah, test that theory out for the second or third time. Hey, Thunder, how are you? I hope you're doing well. JW, what's going on with you? Says in Canada, the media is hailing Kamala as the victor. Yeah, I would say that's what I've seen. For most media outlets is that they feel she is the victor. Hey, Mike Lewis, what's going on? It says I think he wins the election, though. That I will know when we know, right? Thunder says the debate was horrible. I think so too. I mean, again, what's the purpose of the debate? Just to see who's got the best zingers, or who is going to be more informative, and give because really it's for undecided voters and to solidify their base. Did they give any information to say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go vote over there now? I don't even know how anybody can make that conclusion. I'm one of those people who are considered an undecided voter, independent voter. I didn't hear anything from either one of them that was like, okay, that's why I gotta do it. I better skip down. I'm still in like 20 minutes ago conversation.
Yeah, I mean, if you read some of these comments, they are on fire. Again, I think we have some of the best co-hosts on the internet.
Yep, Wendell, how you doing? Says I was bored watching it. I want my time back. Listening to Kamala Harris is like listening to the raspy Marlboro Man, and it gets on my last cracked nerve. Just so allergic to the BS, so over it. Yeah, I think a lot of people felt that the debate in general was just kind of, I could have watched a whole lot of other stuff, right? Jay, how you doing? Says when women will say they believe in autonomy until they have a boy, then they're like, oh, his natural body is nasty, cut it off. Well, damn. I sure hope not. No, I was not in no damn Willie Brown harem. I was asked to take pictures. The older women they were enamored by Willie Brown.
You should have seen the Spanx that were coming off and flying in the foyer. It was crazy in there.
Yeah, I was subjected to that. Jay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It says women was okay. So I read that. Yeah, I mean, I hope not. Yeah, Thunder, I noticed that Trump wasn't on the attack. I think that was by design. Nah, be easy. Not no Demetra Brown. 48, how you doing? Says Donovan looks fine tonight in that blue. Let's see here. Beats by Dizzy says born and raised in Oakland. I was born in Berkeley, lived in Oakland for a hot minute. So that was my original stomping grounds as well as a baby. All right, so let me go down to the bottom. Wonderfully melanated, how you doing? Says that debate was the hottest stinking mess. Well, damn. Beautiful daughter of Zion, how you doing? Says we know that the NGOs, non-governmental officials, are really running things. The president will be who they put in place. NGOs, also known as Zionists. Yeah, she was pretty clear about, let's be clear. Let's be really clear. Fast Not Feeling says anyone who debates a woman like Kamala, no, as Judge Brown says, she is lazy and she flirts. Putting it mildly, her way to the top. She is not to be taken seriously or put in serious positions. Well, she very well may be going to the White House. She has it's right now is a 50-50 chance. So, Andre.
Wait a minute. Why don't we go to the White House right now? Just wake him up. Wake him up and sign the bill right now. Close the border right now. What are we waiting for? Why not? She didn't answer. Did you guys notice that? She did not answer.
When I tell you I was sitting on my exercise ball, I like to do that sometimes and watch the TV. When I tell you I damn near fell off of that ball. When he said that, oh my God, I said he is a stone cold fool. Andre, how you doing? I hope I said the right. Says Kamala got the training wheel version of the debate. Yeah, when we see a debate, we kind of want to see, I don't know. I just thought it was cute. Thunder says, I don't know, but maybe it's just me, but something seemed off about that debate. Yeah, I said it probably 20 minutes into the debate. I said, Depp knows how you doing, so you throwing your support behind Trump. Judge says, y'all don't be like that. Y'all my peeps, okay? Alonzo said, Demetra, Canada is kicking out all of their Indians. What are they coming over here? Hey, Brother John, I hope you're doing well today. Yeah, they coming over here. It's been documented. They here. 7 cents, how you doing? Says people see what they want to see. Yeah, so I mean, perception it belongs to the person, right? Eye to beholder. Joanne, how you doing? Says demos or Democrats are evil. Okay. Otis says Kamala Harris liked to champion LGBT issues, but she's tripping if they trying to make it where our children can say they want a gender change surgery and it's out of the parents' hands. No way. Yeah, I don't like that at all. You a child at the end of the day. You can't even, you can't even go buy a car, until you're 18, but let alone decide something like that. I just think that's weird,
Yeah, what I don't understand is these people that call themselves Christians, and they are, again, everybody could do what they want to do, but if you're a Christian, hey, there's a lot of confliction in the Democratic platform versus whatever Bible you believe in or whatever thing that you believe in. Having a Ralph Warnock pastor that believes in pro-choice, I'm done. There's no way I could be a Democrat because that definitely conflicts with my religious beliefs.
Yep, and we're about to get out of here. I'm gonna get to the bottom. Ronnie says, what are some things they could do to turn around the disaster known as the 2024 federal election? Well, they can actually talk about something that's going to be helpful. I think Trump did good too on nailing her to the student loan, debacle. Said they told all these people they were going to get their student loans forgiven, and they haven't. The Supreme Court has kicked it out. So he was basically, I forget what it was. Was it a something? I can't remember what it was that she's supposed to be having Congress do. He's like, you couldn't even do the student loans. How are you going to do that? I can't remember what it was at this point.
She said she was going to sign an abortion ban.
Oh, the abortion ban. Yeah, she's going to sign an abortion ban. And that's what he said. You wasn't even able to do the student loan thing, let alone that. So she lying is what he said. Sister B, how you doing? Says, hey, Demetri Donovan, please go over Kamala's policy. She just put on her website. It appears she'll introduce no LGBT QIA hate crime bill. It says she'll introduce one, or is that what you're saying? While Black people remain number one victims of hate crimes. Yeah, there kind of is one, a Matthew Shepard one. I don't know what it encompasses, but completely. But there is something kind of like that in place for them already. Brother John says, what did either say that was going to do for Black people? Wasn't even a discussion. We must face reality. Yeah, I totally agree. Let's listen.
Demetri, I don't want to cut you off, but we talked about this earlier, and I wanted to make sure I get my dollar from you. 48 TCO, awesome. Shannon Sharp leaked video was more entertaining than the debate. you called it. This woman is Demetri Damas.
Demetri. Yeah, I said somebody was gonna bring it up. It just wasn't gonna be me. I didn't even know what to say about that. But yes, Shannon Sharp. It wasn't even a sex tape. He somehow went live on Instagram as he was, Michelle.
Clapping cheeks. He was clapping cheeks.
Shannon. It definitely was a white woman. It was a white woman because you heard somebody getting somebody slapping something, like some booty or something. And it was like, I was like, nah, that wasn't no sister. That slap didn't have no weight on it at all. It was just, and she sounded very, mayonnaise-y. Oh, Shannon, it's yours. Shut up, Demetri. What are you doing? Oh my God.
And I just want to add this. It has nothing to do with Shannon Sharp. Dick Cheney has endorsed Kamala Harris. Now, for a lot of you guys, Dick Cheney is the Darth Vader against Democrats, right? Weapons of mass destruction. A lot of people got killed because he lied about a war in Iraq. So to me, and you guys can do what you want, but at the end of the day, I think it's very hypocritical when you're seeing how these parties are starting to shift. To me, you cannot be a Democrat and support somebody who is willing to court a Dick Cheney endorsement. I'm sorry. There's just no way.
Yeah, Thunder says, did anyone else notice that when Harris spoke, she used the tactic of looking deep into the camera to give the effect of talking directly to the viewer? I'm not a supporter, but that's a nice move. Dana, what did you say Kamala looked like?
She looked like her eyes she looked like Bear in the Big Blue House.
She said she looked like some cartoon character. She said it was kind of creepy that she kept doing that. My daughter watched the debate with me. She also has a degree in communication. So, we be watching.
A degree in communications from where? San Francisco
State. San Francisco State, yes. Doretha, he says, why don't she ever use her married last name? You know how it is. Some women, they feel like I've accomplished everything that I am with this last name and I'm going to keep it. I would imagine. What? Al says, Donovan, will you do Rolando Warner Brothers impression? Who the hell is that?
Isn't that a Warner Brothers character of the new Warner Brothers? Remember, what do you call those, Animaniacs or something?
I guess. Don't give me the line. I stopped watching cartoons when I was like 10. Panther Strike, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. Says, what got me was the agitation by the moderator bringing up Trump's questioning her blackness. Kabam, damn, had the opportunity to speak up about her blackness. Yeah, I thought that was really, really shady on behalf of the moderator, because it's like, you don't have no interesting questions for Kamala. Get it, girl. How you doing? Says, I wish Trump had said the black journalist brought up race and I answered it. Let's ask Kamami what a race is. Y'all don't. It's Kamala, okay? Kamala. Hey, Rain, you said you think it was rigged. I just think they should have another one. I mean, so you get a good even feel. Willie Williams, how you doing? Says the host is a hater. Okay. Not sure which host you're talking about, but welcome. Anyway, King Shaw, how you doing? Says the moderators play favoritism, face it. The way David Muir talked down to Trump, but they didn't force Kamala to answer questions. Yeah, I don't think anybody could. I don't think anybody could dispute that, but of course they will. A. Davis, how you doing? Says what I learned was that neither one of them are capable of holding the highest office in the land, but we will ultimately have to settle for the lesser two evils, and that is the conundrum. Who is the lesser of two evils?
Yeah, but you also got to take in consideration one of those people has already occupied the White House. So you just can't discontinue that. He's already been there. So
that is true, Donovan. That's a good point. Double A, how you doing? Says she actually acted like a skilled lawyer who kicked the bottle. What? Raynari says, why do you guys think the same black folks support Kamala even though she says she's not doing anything for black folks? Because we like symbolism.
Symbolism. We love that symbolism.
Yep. Hey, Mad Dog, how you doing? Yeah, this is just the afterthought of just being thought of that we're helping to get something done. Love USA, how you doing? You says Trump 2024. Okay. Philly John says, I wish y'all stopped speaking in the bill when you're not informed. It had war funding in it, and he wasn't with it point blank. Now look at how many wars we're in. Yeah, but they won't tell that part of it.
Right. Yeah, and that's true. That bill did have war funding in it.
Right, but but again, Trump ain't in office. He not holding office, but they, I guess he did make some phone calls, which is true, but to say that, to put that on him is like, nah, you need to be putting that up on the senators, right? Or Congress. One who cares how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, now I'm just going to go through and just acknowledge everybody to the end because we got to go. Rayvon, how you doing? Who else came on here that I did not see? Michelle, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. Van Mac, how you doing? Yeah, people are trying to call out the moderators, but kind of what's done is done, right? Who else? Have a nice scene. Kerman, he says, going to lose another spot on the totem pole if West Indians start coming in mass. Yeah, we already in the dirt of the totem pole. You know how to put the totem pole in the dirt? Well, we in the dirt. We're in the dirt part of the totem pole. My Life Matter, how you doing? Yeah, the question about China. Philip, how you doing? Says Jesus can't help us because he doesn't exist. Watch out now. Who else came on here? I think I'm getting to the bottom. Y'all are going in on the I can't even keep up. No, I ain't even gonna pretend.
Regina, I can't even get to the bottom. I think they're just typing away, which is great. I mean, again, I'm gonna tell you guys, you guys are the best co-hosts in the world because, like I said, I could just sit here and read and learn and look at some of you guys' talking points, and you guys got some great opinions and some great facts. Great.
Yeah, Bernard Hillary did well. She's probably one of the most qualified candidates to run for president in a long time. she did well. She was doing well in the poll numbers, and then the next day it was like, yikes, President Trump.
Yeah, and I think it's more because of the way she was being disliked. She has a very unfavorable. People just didn't like her. Just even when she was the first lady. I mean, she got so much crap as the first lady, and people just did not like her. It was just done.
Hard. Zingers is actually snack cakes from Hostess and Dolly Madison. Yeah, I stay away from those. I try to. I can't remember the last one I had one. Damon says America can't be taken seriously with this clown show happening. Yeah, I think they need to have another debate. Top notch rocker, how you doing? Says, yeah, that girl is starving. Who said that? Donovan is looking good in that blue. Oh, damn! Am I that behind in this comment section? Oh my God! Superstar Rising, how you doing? Beverly White, how you doing? Daryl, yeah, my goodness, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Love USA, thank you so much. She says, Kamala Biden opened that borders themselves. You think she was really closing? She will really close it and stop mass illegal immigration. That is a new voting bloc to replace Black Americans as the new voting bloc. Nah, if she wanted to do that, she would have done that, right? Like Trump said, I just wish he would have just kept going with that. Then I think, eventually maybe she would have to answer in the mixed radio. How you doing? Donovan, I think I might do it. Joyce, how you doing? Says the Black church is so deceptive. I think you meant yeah, be careful though. You won't get struck by lightning. Oh, really? If I didn't already, how you doing? Damn it, I thought I was at the bottom. I'm gonna get there, Donovan. I'm gonna get there. I'm just scrolling. Nope, I've seen everybody so far. Patrice Lynn, how you doing? Yeah, I think they should do on Fox or something a little bit more to the right this time, since they were to the left with ABC. One unique Monique, he said, how you doing? Said Dick Cheney is a war criminal, and now he endorsed a war criminal. Ooh. If you want to look at that way, write a different view. How you doing? He says, why didn't they ask about reparation? Now you know the answer to that. Kavit, how you doing? Says they hit VP Harris for flipping on fracking, but yeah, they didn't really push the envelope too much. Sharon, how you doing? They said you said they should have another debate on Fox or Newsmax to even it out. Yeah, but I don't. Some tells me she wouldn't agree to that because they'll definitely have her. I said I read too fast. The word was Rolanda, not Rolanda. Well, you typed the same word, so maybe it's you, not me. A proper perspective. How you doing? I'm gonna get there, Donovan. But you know what?
No, I was reading this from Leslie Enoch. She says Dick shot his friend in the face and made him apologize. I remember that.
Right. I thought that comment was going somewhere else, and I was like, no, I don't think that's where that was going. I don't even know why I was thinking that. Maybe because of Shannon Sharp. I don't know. Some things you can never unsee and unhear, because that was sent to me, and I'm like, what the hell? I just have a question before we get out of here. If y'all don't mind me, I just want to know. How do you accidentally go live on your Instagram while you're doing that? What was the phone doing in the bed with you, Shannon?
I have a theory. They were in there making a tape. He's in there banging cheeks, whatever he's doing. Then he puts the phone down as he's continuing, clapping cheeks. And it clicks on, his foot hits it, his leg, I don't know.
Those comments, them people commenting was going off. Them people, Unc, you lied. You can hear people kept calling them, and they just, oh. I said, that's a white woman. Where's Dr. Umar at? Snow Bunny Shannon Sharp is caught in the act.
Wait a minute. How do you know that's a white woman? Because in my experience, I've never been with a white woman, but in my experiences, we know it's not a white woman because black folks don't sound like that. When you hear black folks, it's like, oh, you better get up in this thing. Right? So we know it's not a sister.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it sounded like the soap operas from the 50s. Oh, Shannon. Michelle. Her name was Michelle. And I think T.O. or somebody was like, that name sound familiar. I'm like, is Shannon with somebody woman? I don't know. But I think it's time for Cat Williams. Cat Williams need to sit on the couch every year on Shannon Sharp because he said 2024 was going to be the year of exposure, but god dang it, I don't think he meant to that degree, Shannon.
Exposure and truth. We're getting it.
You wasn't supposed to be caught up like that. I'm still confused. Hey, Jay the Informant, how you doing? All right, it's clear that I'm defeated. Nicole, how you doing? Thank you so much. She says they're eating the geese from the pond. That's what the word on the street is. I don't know. People could be lying, but why would they? Yeah, why would they be lying? I don't know. But now people are talking about eating pets. If you have a cow, that's a pet too.
Yeah, you know how I feel about pets. So when he said that comment, I was very concerned.
Guess what I did? I got to the bottom. Brother Jonelle says Dr. Umar will definitely chime in on that. Shannon posed to go live tonight to handle it. Is he? Sound like he was handling it to me.
Right. Real quick, Proper Perspective says Trump wants qualified immunity and stop and frisk. Okay, what's different than what the Biden administration is doing? Do you see the DOJ being weaponized against all these black mayors and black DAs and all this other stuff? So what's the difference? Just asking.
Mm-hmm. Regina says, why does Kamala remind me of Muttley Seed? Come on now. The average logical thing says, Judge Dimitri gonna get your butt. Yeah, just not. I'm on chill mode today, but my God, Shannon, Strawberry Cream, how you doing? Says, no, we don't sound like that. Black people don't speak like that. I'm telling you, that was a white woman. Okay, I'm not telling y'all to go look or listen. That's a white woman. I don't care what nobody says. That is a white woman. I'm sure we'll find out who Michelle is. I was like, Michelle Obama, is that you? Nah, I wasn't. I'm just kidding. Cynthia, how you doing? Says, I think that was a setup to make people think he's not gay. That's what my daughter said. She was like, yeah, I think he trying to put those zesty rumors to bed. Star Child, how you doing? Says, I'm just joining, but they cheated. And there was a difference in Kamala. She had the questions then up front and an earpiece. Well, I don't know, but that's what they say. Marvin, how you doing? I'm sorry they didn't tell you, but we here. 48 says, not hide your kids, hide your wife, hide Spot. And then Trump say something about run, Spot, run. I'm like, this fool is really tripping.
Well, he was saying on her policy, all it was like run, Spot, run. It was like generic. It was just generic cut and paste.
Then he said, then he said, your policy sound like mine. I should send you a MAGA hat. Oh my God, we gonna get out of here because we about to get in trouble. Now you know what, Perry, you need to stop. JW says, yes, there's something LG about Shannon. He is performing masculinity. I don't know. I just wonder, how did you go live? I think that, I don't know, maybe if your phone is open and the phone is in the bed with you, and you touch the Instagram and then you go live. I don't know. I think Mark and them need to put a little bit more steps before you actually go live, because I don't never want to have to see that again. Okay. It was, I don't know. God bless them. Hey, Brina, how you doing? Special 150, how you doing? Says back up and ready. Back up and read your comment. Okay, what's your comment? Let's see. Do you see it, Donovan, before I catch it? I don't know. Let's see. I don't see it. That's the only one I saw from you. But again, I was scrolling pretty fast. If you don't mind putting it in there before we leave up out of here, that would be good. Did we see anything else, y'all? You talking about with Shannon? I ain't see nothing. Hey, how are you? He says it was 3 against One. That's what a lot of people are saying. There are a lot of people saying that. Like I said very early on that it seemed like the fix was in. Yes, indeed.
But they got to do something because she's starting to lose in the polls. You know, people are starting to pay more and more attention. They're looking at the migrant immigration issue. They're looking at their wallets. They're looking at the inflation and the taxing. It's kind of tough, and it pisses people off when you see illegal people getting resources that should be going to American citizens first.
Yep. And Jay, you in Chicago, so I know you see all the nonsense going on with the migrants and all of that. I know that y'all better not vote for Brandon Johnson again. Y'all better make him a one-term mayor. One term. Don't give him another chance to do that to y'all. And then he's gonna do a hiring freeze because he's talking about they ain't got no money. How y'all ain't got no money?
When you bust the budget, what do you think is going to happen? And that's happening in a lot of cities where the resources are being used to for these illegal migrants, and cities can't do basic necessities of what government is supposed to do for citizens. So they want to raise your taxes. They're going to take more of your money.
I'm glad. Yeah, y'all need to get him out of there because he lied and played in y'all faces for real, and he's still doing it. There's people who need jobs through the city or whatever, and he gonna do a hiring freeze while all the migrants are, getting housing and food and all kind of stuff. But people need jobs. It's like, oh, we can't afford it. See, yeah, he need to go. But anyway, speaking of going, we're gonna get out of here because I'm burning up, and we'll be here on Sunday. Donovan, you be here Sunday? Maybe you might. Okay. Well, I'll be here Sunday, I think. And for those of y'all that are in Louisiana, on a serious note, I don't know what the hurricane, your mom is. I don't know what the hurricane is doing. Hopefully, it's not too bad. I know it said it was like a 1 or 2 hurricanes supposed to hit some parts of Louisiana. It just barely missed Houston. Thank God. And I don't say that because I'm glad it went somewhere else. But God dang it, we got hit with the nonsense in May. And in July, I was out without lights for 5 days here in July and was not happy. Okay, but anyway, we love and appreciate every last one of y'all. See y'all on Sunday. Peace.